All right, so now we're looking at task 2. Remember, when we calculate our percent change, we're going to be doing our change in price divided by our original price. And so here, when I figure out my change in price for, say, a gallon of milk, I'm going to need to take my cost of today's price, which is $4.004, and subtract the cost of the price from 1958, which would be 85 cents or 0.85. When I do $4 or 4.00 minus 85 cents, 0.85, I get an answer of $3.15. That's the difference between the two costs. So I have my difference on top, and I need to divide it by the original cost, which we see here in 1958 was 85 cents. So I do 315 or 3.15 divided by 0.85, and that gives me for an answer 3.15 3.70. Now my percent increase is not just 3.70. I have to multiply this by 100 yet to get into a percentage. So I'm going to move my decimal places over 2 spots. So now it's 370%. So I can go ahead and answer what a gallon of milk percent change is. That was 370%. All right, now I'm going to look at the percent change for my hot dog. So again, I need to find the change in price from today of $3.50 compared to the cost in 1958, which was only 25 cents. Wow, that is a cheap hot dog. All right, so which had a percent change that was greater? Well, we need to figure out the percent change for a hot dog still. So we put our original cost of 25 cents in the bottom here. And then when we do 3.50 minus 0.25 gives us 325. And then we need to divide that by 0.25, and that gives us 13. Well, is 13 my percent change? No, I still have to multiply by 100. Decimal places here, I need to move it 1, 2 spots. You can put zeros in there. And so now it's actually 1,300%. That's quite a percent increase. So when I'm comparing these two items, the item with a greater percent change is going to be the 1,300% change compared to the 370% change. So I'm going to go with a hot dog here. All right, now I'm looking at the next task card, and I'm comparing the price of a Toyota car from 1980 to today and comparing the price of a GMC truck from 1980 until today. Let's go ahead and start with the car here. So I need to figure out my new cost minus my old cost because that's going to give me my change in price. All right. And then I need to divide it again by my original cost back in 1980. So a Toyota car cost $19,600 today. It cost about $6,000 back then. So when we do 19,600 minus 6,000, that's going to give us 1,300, 6,000. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in for my change. 13,600. And then my original. Well, that's nice and easy. That's just going to be what I started at in 1980. So that's going to be divided by 6,000. And when I do 13,600 divided by 6,000, I get 2.27%. All right, so now I need to multiply this by 100 or move that decimal place over 1, 2 spots. And that's going to give me 227% increase. And this is when I round. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in for my Toyota percent change, 227%. And then for my GMC percent change, I'm going to take 23,000 minus 7,100. And let's see, that's going to give me $15,900. That's my change between the two prices. And so now I need to take my 15,900 and divide it by my original cost of 7,100. And when I do that, that gives me $2.24. And I need to multiply this by 100, or basically just move over that decimal point over 2 spots. So it's going to be 224%. So I'm going to put in my two percentages. Very, very close this time around, but we see that the Toyota percent change is just a little bit greater than the GMC percent change. But for the most part, it must be that cars have changed at the same percentage rate as one another compared to like common items like hot dogs and gallons of milk. So we're going to go with Toyota here, just barely, three more for the percent change. All right, and now we're on to task card 4. So it's all about using that formula of your change in cost, which you can find by doing your new cost minus your old cost, and then dividing it by your original cost, and then converting that to a percentage by multiplying by 100, or just moving that decimal place over 2 spots to the right. That's the same thing as multiplying by 100. And let's think about why that is. Let's say I was doing 1 times 100. Well, let's say I would have my 1 here, 1 times 1, but then I have these 2 more zeros afterwards. So it's just like moving that decimal place over 2 spots to get 100 when I multiply by 100. Or let's say we start with a different number like 54 times 100. That's going to give me 5,400, or I could have simply just added my 2 zeros afterwards, put my new decimal place there, and again that gives me 5,400. So that's why multiplying by 100 is just the same thing as moving it over 2 places. All right, let me know if you please have any questions. Otherwise, good luck and have some fun with this activity.